the most extraordinary place people live in. The International Space Station, ISS, located 400 kilometers above the Earth, is a massive laboratory orbiting the world. Weighing 450 tons and the size of a football field, it cost $150 billion to build, a collaborative effort of 16 countries. It is the most expensive and complex structure owned by humanity. The ISS derives its energy from enormous solar panels. Astronauts inside report instances of plastic, metal, and food floating away. Their mission involves conducting scientific experiments in zero gravity, sometimes rotating at a continuous speed of 28,000 kilometers per hour. Completing one full orbit around the Earth takes 90 minutes, providing the opportunity to witness 16 sunrises a day. However, the experience is not for everyone, as some express boredom and discomfort due to the lack of facilities like toilets and showers. Astronauts in space work 10 hours a day, sleep for 8 hours, and engage in 2 hours of exercise. To become an astronaut, one needs a background in natural sciences such as astronomy, mathematics, physics, biology, engineering, or computer science at the undergraduate level. Additionally, having at least 1,000 hours of flight experience in a jet plane is necessary for those interested. If you meet these criteria and possess good physical and mental health, congratulations, you are eligible for a 3-year professional training program. Successfully completing the training means you can become an astronaut. However, challenges await. Spacecraft sent from Earth at intervals carry essential materials for the astronauts' survival. Yet, the cost of these missions is high, making life on the ISS somewhat reminiscent of camping. There is no plumbing, and astronauts use moist towels for personal hygiene. Approximately 70% of the water is recycled, including sweat and even urine. Consequently, the coffee in the space station is made from the same recycled water. As for sleeping, it's not as simple as lying down. There are no beds, so astronauts sleep in a floating position, choosing any orientation they prefer. Adjusting to near zero gravity is challenging initially, affecting their spatial orientation. Living in microgravity poses significant challenges to the human body. Without the presence of gravity, bones lose density, leading to calcium excretion through urine. Muscles and circulation are affected, and astronauts can experience a growth spurt of 3 to 4 centimeters due to the spine stretching. To counter these effects, astronauts spend 2 hours a day exercising. Dealing with decimals is quite tedious and exhausting, but it's a necessary task for astronauts in space. However, there is a problem. In space, the absence of gravity makes lifting objects meaningless. Without your own weight, using a treadmill is ineffective. To address this, astronauts need to secure themselves to the treadmill using tension straps. Special hydraulic systems designed for weightlifting also play a crucial role. The challenges for astronauts intensify upon their return to Earth. Despite engaging in regular exercise, they experience muscle and circulatory system problems due to prolonged periods in a weightless environment. Even the smallest muscles continue to ache for months. Dizziness and nausea can persist for weeks. The meals consumed in space differ significantly from those on Earth. Most foods have had their water content removed, allowing them to endure for extended periods and reducing their weight. Considering that it costs $10,000 to transport 1 kilogram to space, this approach makes sense. However, due to cleanliness issues on the station, there is no regular bread, and every meal is carefully contained to avoid scattering in the microgravity environment. In space, there is no option to visit a barber. Instead, astronauts must master the skill of shaving themselves. They use special vacuum-equipped razors to prevent hair from floating into equipment. The same applies to nail cutting. Maintaining personal hygiene is a challenge in space. Sleeping bags and other items can accumulate odors due to the accumulation of chemical substances like methane, ammonia, ketones, and volatile oils released from the body. Astronauts in space cannot visit a traditional barber, and as a result, they must master the art of shaving themselves. They use special vacuum-equipped razors to prevent hair from floating into equipment. The same applies to nail cutting. Proper body cleanliness is challenging on the space station, leading to the sleeping bag and other items emitting odors from chemicals like methane, ammonia, ketones, and volatile oils expelled by the body. Additionally, due to the lack of privacy and the presence of cameras everywhere, astronauts must input every detail into the computer, including what they eat, drink, how much exercise they do, and even how many times they use the restroom. There is no secrecy or privacy in space. These challenges make life in space a unique experience, requiring astronauts to adapt to an environment vastly different from Earth. Laundry isn't done, so they have to wear the same clothes for a quite long time. The astronauts who go to the station for the first time notice the smell, but they get used to it after a while. However, they face difficulties in personal hygiene. Cleaning the station is meticulous as it is filled with sensitive devices. Saturday mornings are dedicated to cleaning the entire station with an electric vacuum cleaner and disinfectant wipes. When equipment malfunctions on the outer part of the space station, astronauts have to perform a spacewalk to fix it. This is one of the riskiest tasks they can undertake. Floating debris in Earth's orbit poses a danger during spacewalks, and a collision with even a small piece of space junk could be fatal. Although efforts are made to track larger debris, monitoring smaller pieces is nearly impossible. The issue of space debris is a consequence of human actions, and we now bear the consequences of past negligence. Spacewalks, performed in space suits, involve a 13-layer garment weighing 127 kilograms. These suits, with a value of $12 million, protect astronauts from solar radiation, micrometeoroids, and provide oxygen. However, they restrict the astronauts' movements, and what would be a simple repair task on Earth takes hours in space. Maintaining personal hygiene in space involves using special shampoos poured onto towels, ensuring minimal water usage due to the risk of damaging electronic devices. Astronauts have to be creative in handling bathroom needs, and specially designed vacuum-sealed hats are used for small toilets. Waste liquids are recycled into drinking water, while solid waste is stored for return to Earth. Spacewalks can last for hours, and astronauts have adult diapers designed for such situations. In space, there is no running water, and personal hygiene involves using rinse-free special shampoos poured onto towels. Minimal water usage is crucial due to the risk of damaging electronic devices with water droplets. Living in space also means dealing with the lack of familiar amenities. Astronauts must use rinse-free shampoos poured onto towels for personal hygiene. Even toothpaste has to be held to prevent it from floating away in microgravity. Being an astronaut is a challenging job, and maintaining personal hygiene requires creative solutions. Astronauts, like regular humans, also need leisure time and entertainment. They take weekends off and engage in activities such as watching movies, listening to music, reading books, playing card games, and frequently having video calls with their families. One of the most magnificent activities on the space station is undoubtedly observing the extraordinary view of the Earth rotating below through the countless windows. Despite political tensions on Earth, astronauts understand the insignificance of worldly boundaries when viewed from 400 kilometers above. They emphasize that the Earth doesn't show political borders when seen from space, and sending the leaders of two countries to space for 2 weeks might help resolve global issues. From this perspective, the issues that seem significant on Earth lose their importance, as everything can be observed simultaneously.